muted. Hopefully it's unmuted. Hopefully you can hear me well. So thank you so much for joining this newly minted Wednesday live stream. I used to live stream on every Thursday, but because of this, usually Thursday, Friday, I have just super hectic schedules. Well, every day is hectic, especially Thursday, Friday. So Wednesday is a better. So I switched to Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining from TikTok and then YouTube. Right, you're watching this live stream, and then for those of you who's watching from LinkedIn, Facebook, you'll be able to just watch now or later. But if you like to leave the comments and ask the question, you need to join this live stream from you know from TikTok or the YouTube. So previously I hosted this live stream uh, Thursday, but because of the schedule, very hectic schedule for Thursday, almost every Thursday, I decided to switch Wednesday. The last week I couldn't either have this live Wednesday or Thursday because I was really sick. I was really sick. I try not to cancel live stream, but just couldn't do it. So sorry. So there was no live stream last week, but we're back to live as usual. So we're doing Wednesday every Wednesday. I'm just doing intro. So going forward, we're gonna have this live stream every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time. And then, unfortunately, Instagram requires, more followers, and I don't have that many yet with Instagram. So they they don't allow me to, host live stream with Instagram. So sorry that I'm not able to reach you with Instagram. So we're starting our lovely Scottish Fold, cat. Rosie is joining this live stream, but once my wife comes home, she's gonna go out. So, she will be with us for maybe like 10 minutes or 20 minutes today. So, having said that, I know that you're joining this live stream, so we're gonna start. I'm Attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago and Wisconsin, but serve all 50 states. If you pose any questions today, I will be answering. The main topic of today's live stream is about marriage green card case, but I will answer any U.S. immigration in the questions. Okay, so we have a first question here. So what's the processing time for reentry permit? So what is reentry permit? So if you're a permanent resident, you probably know that if you go overseas, then your maximum trip right duration should be less than 6 months. But because of the family, health, job, then you may need to be overseas more than 6 months consecutively. Then you apply for reentry permit. It's called 131 reentry permit for permanent residents. Now, you need to be in the US at the time of filing biometrics. Depends on when you apply for this. USCIS may use recycle your biometrics. But the issue has been it takes quite some time. It's more than 1 year. So more than 1 year. So that's the processing time. Uh, okay, so that's your question. Shay Jumbo asks, I want to pass through Mexico. Is it possible, like you're trying to enter from Mexico? I mean, I can be wrong, but I think that is almost impossible, right? The government under Trump, right? CBP eliminated CBP 1, so it can be challenging to enter from Mexico at this point if you're asking the question here. Okay, so I'm just waiting for more people, my viewers post the question here, and there's one. Okay, so user 6836, you have a petition in process, right? Application in process. Oh, I see. So, like, what kind of case do you have, user 6836? So you said you have a petition in process, like I-130 petition, and it's been pending for 2 years. So you're wondering If you upload additional relationship document to your my USCIS account, looks like you're using that, then will the government will be alerted and take action? I mean, there's like speculation. I'm not sure, but it's not going to hurt your case. But I'm just thinking that you potentially have consular process I-130, and then it takes some time. So, oh, you said marriage base adjustment of the status. Adjustment of the status. Okay, so the user 6836. This is what I can tell you. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so you have a marriage-based AOS case. Okay, now you're pending for 2 years. That's quite a bit of weight. So it's, I wouldn't say it's easy, but what you can do is that you can find an attorney, right, and file mandamus lawsuit, like complaining to USCIS that they're sitting on your case too much. So approaching 2 years, that's quite a bit. So call us. So let's talk about this, right? For YouTube, I'm able to share the phone number, but not with a TikTok. So TikTok, same with the YouTube, right? You can find the phone number in email address, and then not the email address, scheduling link, and then call us. Now, when you call us, then you will talk to intake managers and specialists. They will do case evaluation or get information. But if you like to have a paid consultation, then it'll be with me or Alicia, then it'll be paid consultation. But that's taking quite some time. Okay. Over 3 weeks. So the Vive Scapes, your brother did interview about 3 weeks ago. There's a status change. Yeah, so then after interview, the status of your brother's case looks like it's marriage based, changed to active review. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on there, but after interview, I made a YouTube video. There's a multiple possibility, but the rule is that you need to wait up to 120 days to start contacting USCIS. But hope that your brother doesn't need to wait that much. Um, Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so then user 6836, your case been pending quite some time. So you should think about filing mandamus lawsuit against the government. It's not easy because the government will come back and say, well, waiting for 2 years is not too long, So it's just challenging, but it's doable. Okay. So then Mr. Kobe, okay. Okay, so it looks like you're potentially marriage green card case. So you completed interview. It's been more than 140 days. So absolutely, you're able to contact USCIS to get some status update. Call USCIS and saying it's been pending more than 120 days, and you didn't even get EAD. Looks like you filed your case this year, right? So, I mean, just wonder whether you have any criminal records because that's kind of unusual, but just call USCIS. Okay, Vive escapes. So you say it's a K1 case, right? Okay, so the Vive escapes. You're providing information in different comments. So it looks like your brother's case is based upon K1 AOS, right? So based upon K1 adjustment of the status, they're being scheduled for interview. Yeah, so this is what's happening. You'll be surprised that, like in your case, your brother went through K1, and then many of you went through the K1, and now you completed within 90 days civil marriage, and then you thought that applying for adjustment of the status would be easy, simple. Not anymore. I mean, we noticed that USCIS demand additional information, so just don't expect that you can just submit marriage certificate and then you'll be just fine. Okay, Badi. Okay, let me see. So Badi from YouTube asked the question. Hopefully, pronouncing your name correctly. Okay, let me drink some water too. So, Badi got RP the request for evidence after interview. Looks like it's AOS, right? Missing document, right? And then he's or she's asking whether it's better to mail and then submit online. The rule is that according to USCIS instruction, right, you're either upload it, mail it, upload it, right? I mean, their system is relatively, reliable. The only exception would be like there is like projection for processing time. Sometimes it's like 14 months, and then sometimes it's like faster. It's kind of hard to rely on that processing time. But otherwise, in terms of uploading additional documents, it's good idea. And then my wife just came, so Rosie will jump and try to join her. So we're gonna miss Rosie. So bye, Rosie. Come back later. Maybe she's not going. I don't know. Now she's really good at noticing my wife's return. But anyway, so Labi Singh. Okay. You got 130 notice to revoke. Okay. Okay. And then you have 30 days. Okay. It's kind of hard to follow. So you got 130 petition revocation notice, right? And then like how much time will you given? 30 or 33 days. That's my answer. No criminal records, Mr. Kobe. Okay, that's strange. Okay, Labi Singh, you're talking about how long does it take to respond to USCIS? It looks like you're working with attorney, and then your attorney say 30 days. Yeah, I mean, yeah, usually 30 days or 33 days depends on how you got it, right? So if you have an online account, 30 days, and then if you don't have it, and then if you get mail via mail, right, then 33 days. So either 30, 33 days. It's tough schedule, but good luck. Okay, good luck. Okay. Now, a WAMP gang, right? How long does it take to be scheduled for interview? So, in the case of marriage green card case, right? Those of you who follow me, we have a case, right? Scheduled for interview about 30 days after we submitted everything, and then approved right after interview. So everything took less than 2 months in Chicago. Okay, I wouldn't say that this applies to everywhere, but that's like the record. So less than 2 months, right, with the interview from the filing to approval. That's like the record, especially the fact that they were scheduled for interview, right? I mean, under Biden last year, middle of last year, we have a case approved in 17 days. We submitted everything, and 17 days later, USCIS approved our case, marriage green card case, without interview. So, like, wow, that's really fast. What did you even review, right? 17 days. But, there's no interview back then. So it's, plausible. But now under Trump, right, everything's like more difficult. And you even schedule interview, and now you approve case less than 2 months. That's impressive. Like I never seen anything like that. I never seen anything like that. It's like we have some 3 month approval in the past, but 2 month, that's like wow. I mean, good case. We did really well, but just like wow, that's really fast. So it can be next. It can be it can be you. Okay. Let me see. There's a multiple good questions here. Okay, so sorry, I don't know how to say your name because it's Arabic, right? I don't read Arabic. But you're talking about 130 processing time for CR6 spouse visa. It means that you're a U.S. citizen or your spouse U.S. citizen, and then the beneficiary lives overseas. Depends on national. I mean, that doesn't really matter where you live, but I-130 processing time for consular process, right? It's kind of taking long. 14 and 18 month. 14 and 18 month. Okay. Okay. Mr. Emmy, right? You had an interview 3 months ago, and then you're still waiting, right? Marriage-based green card case, AOS. Then you're almost there. I mean, sorry, but it's like you need to wait 120 days to contact USCIS. They didn't tell you. Just wonder whether they approve your I-130 or not. But you need to wait until 120 days for you to start contacting USCIS. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh, looks like 3-star double, right? That's username. There's no word, but just like symbol. Okay. Yeah. So you file for divorce before interview. Okay. Now, looks like marriage green card case, right? Either you or your spouse started divorce process, right? And then you have a marriage green card case, then you don't have a case. You don't have a case. I'm not your attorney, but if you're a foreign national and then, or looks like you're a U.S. citizen, because usually U.S. citizens start the divorce before interview, right? Just be aware that either of you, right, marriage green card case, started divorce, then you don't have a case. You don't have a case. Okay. Trader 0303 just commented N400 question mark. I mean, it can be anything, but looks like it's a processing time. They're relatively fast. You submit, and then between 30 and 90 days later, they will schedule interview for you. Okay. Now, okay. So, Relatap Susan, right? So hopefully I'm just pronouncing your name correctly. So your husband, looks like you're a U.S. citizen, right? Your husband is conditional resident. It means that by the time the USCIS approve your case, right, you're married less than 2 months, and you wonder whether you can visit Philippines for a month. Uh, Yes, but usually we tell our conditional resident clients that when you come back, try to come back together. Okay, that's the best way to avoid any complication. But technically, whether you're conditional resident or permanent resident, if you stay overseas about 30 days, should be okay. But we're talking about this because of the Trump, right? Under Trump, CBP will give hard time to conditional residents if they come back alone from foreign trip. So we tell our clients that you and US citizen spouse come back together. Okay, Trader 0303. Okay, let me drink some water. So, ask question: is it good idea to apply for N400 5-year base? Right, so 5-year in Chicago. Answer is yes. Now, there is a new memo, right? USCIS memo that they're gonna beef up good moral character review. Right, I just been busy, didn't have time to make this video. I'm gonna post this video, so it'll be more difficult. Like, just remember, everything will be more difficult toward the end of this year. I predicted when Trump became president, because remember that Trump, up to this point, looking at doing something about undocumented, right? Now they are going in his way, sadly, right? Because of what happened with the Supreme Court and all this, right? They have a money and all these resources. Now they're gonna look toward legal immigration. They're gonna make it more difficult, right? So we're talking about student visa, right? So limits, tourist visa, right? Travel ban. Now the legal immigration will be more difficult, especially becoming a U.S. citizen, right? For those of you who follow me and other immigration attorney, this government is trying to denaturalize many naturalized U.S. citizens, but that's one way. But also, this government is trying to make more difficult for permanent residents to become a U.S. citizen. Also, for those of you, sorry, just like I'm just very behind, but the USCIS, right, were given authority to sort of issue, notice to appear, right? So it means that NTA and then place into removal proceedings. So I'm gonna give you like a real example. We didn't start the case, but we had a consultation. So this person, foreign national, went through 539, change of status, right? Change of status, and it was denied. And they got married to U.S. citizen, not knowing what happened to her, status. Apply for 130/45, and then when they went for interview, right? Officer informed them that this foreign spouse were placed into removal proceeding. And then even after interview, she didn't know why she had, NTA. And then we looked it up later. We got the information that the reason why she was placed into removal proceeding was because of her 539 denial. So this is what happens. So when you apply, so then you enter with a visa in the past, right? And then overstay or try to do change of status or extension of status, denied, right? Then you didn't think about that, and you got married to U.S. citizen, apply for marriage green card case. Now under Trump, what they're gonna do is that they're gonna issue NTA right before interview. But unless you check your A number, alien registration number online, then you don't know whether you're even placed into removal proceeding. So what happens when you go for interview? If you have a good case, strong bona fide, USCIS officer will approve your 130, but they're gonna admin close your 485. So what does it mean? It means that USCIS will tell you, hey, you go back to the immigration court, remove proceeding, and you handle it. Hopefully, you terminate it, come back, and then we're gonna reopen your case and then give you green card if you have a good case. So that's gonna happen a lot. So check your A number online, right? So that's important. So it's important update. I'm gonna make a video about this. Trader 0303. Asking whether we're based in Chicago. Absolutely, right? We're based in Chicago and Madison, Wisconsin, and then we serve all 50 states. Of course, Trader 0303. If you're looking for Chicago-based attorney, let us know. Right? Contact us. Okay, contact us. Okay. Yes, Rela Tap Susan. I share with your concern because I do social media. That's why you're watching this, right? There's a lot of attorneys scare you, right? Or non-attorneys. Like if you go overseas and you're not coming back, it's a case by case, right? So that's why I'm telling you that the best way to avoid complication at the airport, if you are a conditional resident and your spouse doesn't have a criminal records, right? And then you come back together. So I mean, even if I tell you this, then it's your mindset. Like if you're too worried, then you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go. Okay. I mean, it's just like mindset. Okay. Okay. So then Kim Pot 1985. Good day. Okay. So you file 129F October 2024. Yes, I mean just 129F K1 petition is taking longer. Yeah, just is taking longer. I'm sorry, it's just getting longer. So that's the disappointing aspect of legal immigration under Trump. The K1, right? K1 before Trump, 129F, right? Used to take 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Not anymore. It may be like up to 1 year. It became very slow process, sadly. Okay, so then Abra is asking same question. You're conditional resident. Can I go overseas and come back safely? Answer is yes, but I recommend it to my clients, conditional resident clients, that it's better to come back together with your U.S. citizen spouse. So, like you may ask, like why? So why does it matter? For many of you, right, who are conditional residents, perhaps you visa overstay quite some time, right? So being here in the U.S. for many years, and then you got love of life, right? And then apply for green card, and you have a conditional residency card, and then you go back to your home country to visit your families and friends. Understandable, but you went there alone, and then when you come back at the airport, CBP officer is like, what's going on here? Where's your spouse? They may even call your spouse. And what if your spouse doesn't answer, right? Then dramas, starts. So that's why we highly recommend to our clients, conditional resident spouses, that you come back together. I mean, you don't need to go together because Sometimes you like to be there 30 days, and then maybe your U.S. citizen spouse needs to work, but at least you come back together. So that's our recommendation. Trader 0303, stay on this live. Thank you so much. Yes, I mean, using like a total circumstance, discretion, good moral character. Yeah, using that for N400, it means that, hey, you check all boxes. I don't see any problem, but I don't like you, right? So then they can deny it. Of course, I mean, they can do it. Now you'll be surprised that all this, like heightened scrutiny, applies to AOS. Good moral character, totality of circumstance, and all this. Just it's happening everywhere. So, what's the best way? If you have serious criminal records, don't apply. Don't apply for AOS or N400. Why? Because with the serious criminal records, and if you apply for adjustment of the status, you'll be placed into removal proceeding. Removal proceeding. It depends on nature of the criminal records. You can be, deported. Subject to expedited removal. Now, N400, right? If you have a serious criminal records, you probably know that there is a like 5 year, 3 year statutory period. It means that like preceding to 3 years of N400 application, there's heightened review. If this happened beyond that, then there's a less weight. Doesn't mean that there's no weight, less weight. Okay, so it's better to sit on it, right? But if you have a good case, AUS N400, just do it now because it can be more difficult later, right? Just whether you like it or not, Trump has more than 3 years left. And then the way that they're preparing for midterm exam, don't expect that Democrats will come back and then weaken Trump. I don't think, I'm not even sure whether that would happen. The Republicans may retain their power next year for midterm exam. Sorry, I've been professors. I said midterm exam, midterm election. Trump, right? Thinking that I'm so popular, I'm just like making this America great again. He may run for third term, and then Americans say we like you, so he can be like president for 4 more years. Now, what if he doesn't run? Then is JD Vance better than Trump? Be my guest. So, for all of you who's thinking about applying for green card, legal immigration, still is good time. It's still good time, especially Chicago. It's very nice. Okay, so Trader 0303, I've been talking about you quite a bit, but it's good time. Okay. Obviously I'm behind, so I'm just trying to catch up here. Okay, okay, good. I hope that switching to Wednesday, um, you know, allow me to reach out to more audience. But we'll see, we'll see. So David asked the question. Okay, so then you completed biometrics. Usually, biometrics appointments happen 30 days after you submit everything, right? And then how long does it take to for USCIS local field office to schedule an interview? I don't know whether you watched my video or heard what I said. One of the case that we submitted in Chicago, right? Everything he was scheduled right after biometrics. So I will tell you this: once you submit, I'm sorry, about 30 to 90 days later, they will schedule interview for you. So it's a fast. It's a fast. And then that's like very typical under Trump. But sometimes you wonder why K1 takes longer, right? Even affirmative asylum cases. So what is affirmative asylum cases? So you enter with a visa, right? It can be tourist visa, it can be J1, F1, and then you fear persecution if you go back to your country, or you had a past persecution. It means that when you're in home country, you actually were subject to past persecution, and then you apply for asylum. Now, because you enter with a visa, right? Inspected and admitted, or sometimes parole, right? Then you can apply for asylum with USCIS. It's called affirmative asylum. Now, some people, and then especially notario, right, non-attorney, will tell you, hey guys, if you apply for asylum, you'll get a work permit. They will forget about you, and it's gonna take more than 10 years. Partially true. If you apply back in 2017, 18, 19, 2020, that's the case. You end up waiting quite some time. But if you apply now, they will schedule the interview for you less than 6 months. Less than 6 months. Absolutely careful. Why? Because unless you have a good case, you go for interview. I mean, they don't detain yet, but you go for interview, and then instead of, I mean, they don't deny the case, they don't deny asylum, but they're gonna refer you to removal proceeding. Then you need to fight for second chance before immigration judge, and it's not easy. But anyway, like I said, I hope that this switch to Wednesday, allow me to talk to more of you. And then I used to do this every Thursday, but switch to Wednesday. So going forward, I'll see you Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time. I'm attorney Jae Francis. I'm based in Chicago, Madison, Wisconsin, but serve all 50 states. And then I'll see you next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Until then, peace be with you.